preview of the 2010 Monster Energy Supercross season. With the departure of Chad Reed to Kawasaki, the Rockstar Energy Drink Suzuki squad is pinning their hopes on 2009 Lights West champion Ryan Dungey.
Going into 2010, it'll be a big jump. Race starting to go from the 250s to the 450s. But it's a challenge that I've always looked forward to. Being in the lights class, you always like, when you're in the lights, but the 450s big time. So it'll be cool. A lot of good guys with good experience. It'll be a challenge, but one that willing to work for and get her feet wet, get off to a good start.
He's more dedicated than the average guy, and he takes advice well. And he has a discipline to do things every day the way you're supposed to be a top athlete,
Well, Ryan Dungey is a great rider. Obviously, he just came and won the Motocross of Nations for us, and that was pretty good coming off an outdoor title and a Supercross title. So he's coming in with a lot of confidence. He rode good when he rode the 450 last year, so he's going to be tough also.
Coming in, looking at, the guy on top, obviously, which is James, he's dominant, winning the most races and everything like that. My goal is to be that guy on top, and with all hard work and everything like that, I believe, we can do it.
His corner speed is better than most, and he had that from the beginning when he came to us 3 years ago. He had something special in cornering, and then he doesn't make too many mistakes, and consistent. He has good endurance. His fitness level is very good, so he is able to keep his lap time constant through the race, and I think those are his main qualities.
I think along the way, you learn a lot going from the beginning to where you're at now, and always keep moving forward, and my heart's always been in it, and I love what I do.
I think Ryan is a guy that can go all the way, but it still has to be done, and he has all the potential to be there, I believe. But very few guys get to that point, very few.
It's what I love to do, and it ain't gonna be easy, and nothing ever is. For me growing up has ever been easy, so it's going to take a lot of hard work and dedication, but hopefully within a year or two, that we're right up there being one of the top guys, and to win championships and stuff like that is a goal, but just try to take one step at a time and believe in it.
Josh Grant, Ryan Dungey, Ryan Villopoto, all young, fast riders looking for their first Supercross championship. To accomplish that feat, they will have to go through defending champion James Stewart.
I look at all the races and, I study, weak points and strong points. And, but at the end of the day, the biggest thing I try to focus on, if I prepare right, then I feel good.
Welcome back to our preview of the 2010 Monster Energy Supercross season. Earlier in the show, we took you from Anaheim to Atlanta, previewing the first 9 races of the Monster Energy Supercross season. After the riders leave the beach in Daytona for round 9, they head to the only international stop on the series. A knowledgeable and enthusiastic Canadian crowd have made this a favorite stop for riders and teams. Round 11 marks a return to the Dallas area and the first Supercross event in the palatial Cowboy Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Everything is always bigger in Texas, and the Southwestern Supercross fans are set to welcome the series back after a 1-year absence. Back to the East Coast for round 12 in Jacksonville, Florida, and a return to Texas and Reliance Stadium for round 13, and on to the Show Me State for round 14 in St. Louis. The first champion of the season will be crowned as the Lights East riders take to the track for the final time. In 2009, Kawasaki rookie Ryan Villopoto earned his first career victory at the Seattle Supercross. The Washington State native should expect a hero's welcome when the series returns to Quest Field April 24th for round 15. The Supercross Lights West champion will be crowned when the series returns to the motorcycle crazy state of Utah for round 16. On May 8th, Supercross invades Las Vegas, Nevada for the season finale. Once again, Vegas will decide who comes out on top in the battle for the Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship. You can experience key races throughout the season right here on CBS Sports. Check local listings for dates and times. A season of excitement awaits as Supercross is set to begin its cross-country journey. In 2009, the Supercross Lights saw 4 different riders win races and 2 new champions crowned. Lights West titleist Ryan Dungey has moved on to the Supercross class, but East champ Christophe Purcell returns to the class looking to build on his already impressive credentials here in the States. Once again, the Supercross Lights class features a ton of young talent. The Lights have proved to be a stepping stone for Supercross greatness. Wyndham, Reed, Stewart, Millsaps, and Villopoto all claimed championships before moving on to superstardom in the big class. In 2010, Lights contenders include Kawasaki's Christophe Purcell and Jake Weimer, Suzuki's Austin Stroop, and Honda's Trey Kennard. The battle for Lights greatness gets underway January 9th in Anaheim and continues with 6 races for the West Championship before moving to Indianapolis and an 8-race schedule as riders compete for an East Coast Championship. The season wraps up with the best from the West meeting East in Las Vegas for the East-West Shootout at Sam Boyd Stadium. In Supercross stadium racing, the start is the key. The first 75 to 100 feet often separates the contenders from the pretenders. In 2009, these riders proved their mastery of the spike hole shot. Rest assured, when the 20 fastest riders in the world come to the starting gate January 9th for the first main event of the season, all eyes will be on that precious bit of real estate going into the first turn. Coming up, a profile of defending champion James Stewart and the San Manuel Yamaha team.
Well, looking back at the 2009 Supercross Championship, I was able to come back from a deficit and win that thing. It was tough. It went down to the last race and was able to win it. For me, it was probably the most proudest moment in my career, just because all the controversy and all the rehab of trying to come back. It was really tough for me and the team and everybody. But so it's number 1 in our books for sure. Where do I feel I stand on the greats? I don't really. I don't really care about that, because I'm having fun. I think for me, I'm living a dream every day. I've done more than I've ever thought I would do. So to say, I definitely want 73 is where I want to go, but I've done a lot more. I've raced Supercross, I've won championships. So, I don't really need to put myself in anybody's position. I have achieved all my goals.
Look at how quick James gets through the whoops, and Stewart back to the inside, and here goes Stewart for the lead.
Yeah, I think I have elevated the sport, and how would be my speed. I don't know, but I don't think there's been anybody faster than me on a motorcycle in Supercross, and there's been a lot of greats from Rick Johnson to Jeff Stanton, Jerry McGrath, Ricky, and I think far speed-wise, I think I'm the fastest person to ever throw a leg over a motorcycle. So to me, I think with the Bubba Scrub and stuff, that's a patented name, and speed-wise, yes, I think I have changed the sport.
Athleticism on the motorcycle is much better than I've ever seen in any other Supercross athlete, and his balance. There's so many great aspects. You could carry it over. Get away from the motorcycle and go off how he handles sponsors and PR and the fans and things like that. He's a great person also. So in my opinion, he's a great athlete and he's a great spokesman for Supercross. And James Stewart, he's a fast motorcycle rider, but I think he would be great at any sport that he chose. It's just not that that he's a great motorcycle rider. I think that he's a great athlete, you know, and if he chose to be, you know, something else, then I think he would be really good at that sport also, you know, and we're just lucky.